In this video, I'll show you how to upload your favorite SAS program into SAS Viya and create a SAS Viya Flow using the traditional SAS Studio compute server. If you're a traditional SAS programmer, you're used to looking at your program as one code file. How can you take your SAS code that looks like this to a modern SAS Viya Flow that looks like this? It's easier than you think. Let's follow these steps to upload your favorite SAS program into SAS Viya and create a SAS Viya Flow. We'll start by creating a personal folder on a writable location on your SAS server. Next, we'll upload your local program to your personal SAS server folder. The next step is to change file paths for statements like a lib name, proc import, ODS. You may have others, and then save the program. Next, we'll create the flow and verify the results. Step 5 is optional. You may want to modify the flow by adding additional nodes, customizing the code associated with the nodes, adding notes, changing the node names. And then finally, we'll save the flow. Let's access SAS Studio on SAS Viya. From the Applications menu, I'll open SAS Studio from Develop Code and Flows. The first step is to create a personal folder on a writable location on the SAS server. From the left pane, select SAS Server, expand the SAS server, right-click Home, and add a new folder. The next step is to upload my program from my local computer to my SAS server personal folder. With my personal folder selected, choose the Upload icon located at the top of the SAS server menu. Select the plus to add files. Select the local source program and any needed source tables. Choose Open and Upload. Let's open the uploaded program. As you can see, this program includes over 100 plus lines of code. The comments explain that the program merges a fictitious SAS table and Excel file to create the source table needed to create a list report, bit plot, bar graph, and line graph. The next step is to change the file paths for the lib name, proc import, and ODS statement. You may have others. We can easily do this by using the Copy Path feature. Right-click on your personal folder and select Copy Path. Let's modify the path on the appropriate statements. With the file paths updated, let's run the code to ensure we get the correct results. The results are as expected. The list reports and graphs are created. Let's save the code before creating the flow. There are two ways to create a flow. One way is from the top right. Select the three dots for more options and choose Convert Program to Flow. The other way is to right-click on your program in your personal folder and choose Convert Program to Flow. Let's create the flow. A window pops up confirming the location and the name of the flow. You can modify the name if needed. Choose OK. By default, the flow is added to the same location as your program on the SAS server, and it opens in its own tab in the work area. The flow includes nodes. These nodes represent code steps and tables based on the source code. When you select a code node, the associated code displays in the window below. Let's run the flow to ensure we get the same results. The green check mark on the code nodes indicate success. The results are as expected. I've successfully created my flow, and at this point, I could save my final flow. But let's take a closer look at the code associated with each node. The import node includes the proc import code, but also includes the comments that go with the data step node. The sort node includes the initial comments, the lightning statement, and the comments that go with the import node. The data step node includes the data step code and the comments that go with the subsequent sort node. The sort node includes the comments, ODS, and title statements that go with the subsequent print node. The print node includes the comments, ODS, and title statements that go with the subsequent sgplot node. We're starting to see a pattern. The next step is optional. I'm going to make a few modifications. I'm going to add a new program node, move portions of the code to the correct node, and add notes and rename some of my nodes. Let's start by adding a new program node to the start of my flow. From the steps in the left pane, I'm going to drag a SAS program node and connect it to the products table. Notice each program node includes tabs in the window below for code, node, and notes. I'm going to remove the comments and lightning statement from the sort node and paste them into my new program node. In fact, I'm going to remove the comments and include them as notes and make a slight change to the text. Let's select the Node tab and modify the node name. Notice the node details indicate the code is embedded in the flow. This is true for all the code nodes. Notice you have an option to save as an external file. I'm going to make a few more modifications to the code associated with the nodes and rename the sgplot nodes. Now that I've completed my modifications, let's run the flow to verify the result. The results look good, so I can save my updated flow. You've seen how to easily convert 100 plus lines of SAS code to a more modern SAS Viya flow. There are other ways to build flows using the interactive steps in SAS Studio on Viya. To learn more about building flows in SAS Studio on Viya and modifying your SAS programs to run on the CAS server in Viya, please visit the links in the description below.